The Hammond Capital Improvement Board for Tuesday, June 20th. Please rise and join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Joanne, will you call the roll, please?
Moore. Yuda.
Here.
Prieto.
Here.
Vitale. Tyler.
Here.
Warple.
Here.
Button.
Here, let the record reflect that there are 6 members present in chambers and 1 absent. Next, the board, you should have received in your packet a copy of the meeting minutes for June 5th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Spitali, seconded by, I think that was Councilman Tyler. Appreciate that. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore. Yuda.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Vitale. Yes. Tyler.
Yes.
Warple.
Yes.
Button.
Yes, a motion carries, 6 present and 1 absent. Next item on the agenda is a report on the work study session. Immediately prior to this meeting, we met at 5 o'clock to discuss the current items on the agenda and an update on a couple of projects. Is there any other additions or corrections to the work study report? Okay, hearing none. Item 6 is funding. Our city controller is not here this evening, so we're going to skip that. Item 7 is matter from mayor, council, and other departments.
Mr. President,
Councilman Warple.
I know I brought this up at the last meeting, but I just want to reiterate about 6700 Alexander. 4 years ago, some gentlemen came here and proposed to get that street done. And for 1 block, I think the way it was designed at the time, it was going to be about $1 million. And due to you and this board, before I got on it, we utilized the city's sidewalk program over there. We utilized the city's tree program over there. We did some neighborhood cleanups. We utilized the police department, code enforcement to get rid of junk cars and tear down a burnt down house. And we got that project down to around $250,000, I think it was. And if it wasn't for this board, I know this board gets some criticism, and we all as district councilmen get criticism about, what about my street? What about my street? I can tell you that this street was the worst one in the 5th district, and I drove by there today. It's done. And I've never seen 21 more happy homeowners in my life, so I can't thank you guys enough.
And to your credit, Councilman, for your leadership on that particular project, and it's sort of, if I may, paved the way to a new approach to how we're going to do some streets around the city, and I'm grateful for your support and help on that project.
Well, again, it's not about me, it's about them, and it worked.
Amen. Any other comments or matters from mayor, council, or other departments? I would just say that the mayor's office asked me to provide the copy of a letter to the board on a matter that came to his office. A copy of that letter has been provided to the clerk to enter into the minutes as a copy of the letter. Okay, hearing nothing more on item 7. Item 8 is old business. Any old business to discuss? Hearing none. Item 9. New business, 9A is funding allocation for state line road closures with Reith Riley Construction in the amount of $50,942.42.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Councilman Werpel, seconded by Commissioner Prieto, to approve the change order to Reith Riley for state line road closures. Is there any discussion? This is to sort of rebuild or reconstruct a segment of Kenwood that we found a very thin layer of asphalt, and the asphalt was holding up the curb, and if we remove that, the curb will not hold up in place, and there is some additional piping involved in the project, so that amounts to the $50,900 each. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore. Muda.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Spitali. Tyler.
Yes.
Warfel.
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries, 6 present and 1 absent. To the board. Next item on the agenda is 9B, a funding allocation for Hammond Avenue Reconstruction Phase 1. This is change order number 10 with Reith Riley Construction in the amount of $5,907.50. Is there a motion to approve? Thank you, Councilman Spitali. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Muda. It's been moved and properly seconded for change order number 10, funding to Reith Riley for Hammond Avenue Phase 1. Is there any discussion? This work is for new sidewalk, curb, and milling on Munich Court, which is found to be in poor condition, and somewhat as a result of the demolition, or the removal, I should say, of the Hammond National Insurance Building, which required sidewalk replacement. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore. Muda.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Spitali. Tyler.
Yes.
Warfel.
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries, 6 present and 1 absent. Have an additional item to be included on the agenda. Board, I sent this request out to you earlier today without an opportunity to make the agenda this evening. This is funding allocation for Milestone Contractors North for our annual road resurfacing program for the 200 block of Ogden Alley, the street which is north of Ogden, or excuse me, the alley which is north of Ogden, in the amount of $31,276 even. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion. Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Prieto and seconded by Councilman Tyler for funding of the resurfacing of the 200 block alley north of Ogden. Is there any discussion? It's been brought to the engineering department's attention that this is arguably the worst alley in the city. The garbage trucks it's making it difficult for garbage collection to occur. There's been complaints from a nearby resident about the condition of the alley. There's been discussions with code enforcement, Inspector Rich Castro, in an attempt to try to figure out a best solution to this. Your city engineer had approached Councilman Torres to see if he would be willing to fund the cost of this project, which is $62,552. Councilman Tyler had asked the city engineer if he would take this to the Capital Improvements Board and split the funding 50-50, and so that is what this action is for. And your councilman and your engineer greatly appreciate your consideration. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Moore. Muda.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Spitali. Tyler.
Yes.
Warfel.
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries 6-0, and I appreciate your unanimous support. Is there any other new business to come before this board? Okay, hearing none. Public expression. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address the board? Is there anyone online wishing to address the board? Seeing none. We are looking for our next regular meeting would tentatively be Monday, July the 3rd, knowing that that is not currently listed as a public holiday, so City Hall would be open for business. However, due to a possible extended holiday weekend for some of the board members, we are suggesting that meeting date be moved to 4:30 PM for a work-study session and a regular meeting of 5 PM on Wednesday, July 5th. So look forward to that in your future. We will have business to conduct at the next meeting. So with that being said, the chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Muda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Werpel. It's been moved and properly seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. Motion carries. We're adjourned.